Leo's really got a lot going for
my
it.
stream was interrupted. I don't know how, but I will try to do this again. Again. But is something to it. I need to use this for obvious reason. I think this is not the best idea right now. ¿Qué se cayó? ¿Qué se cayó? El control. Pepino. Yes, in the future I think to make another army of Kerun Panzer, but I want to do something different in anime right now. I will not leave Kerun Panzer aside in the side. I will make an I will make one of new anime. I don't know of the option I have. I don't know what to make first. I think to make first the most obvious reason. I don't want to say what is the obvious reason for obvious reasons. Pepino, you speak Spanish for curiosity? Hello there. Okay. Okay, 4K reference.
impressive. And this is where all of Teyvat's mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice. Oh, so it's
Ok, voy a hacer todo desde el inicio, no mames.
We can still have a closer look,
no.
right?
Ah. Es que al inicio del directo anterior se empezó a poner la televisión en negro porque supuestamente la memoria llena. Cuando era de hecho borré todo, lo puedo borrar, el otro es borrar HMI 1 y 2. ¿Cuál uso? Yo uso los dos porque tengo un mi PS3. Y digamos, cuando quiero jugar cosas distintas, ahí tengo un montón de juegos en el PS3 y no lo quiero con el mismo HMI. Que fastidio conectar y desconectar. Además así no toco el Play 4. Que, o sea, la versión más nueva que la anterior que tenía, y la anterior no daba tanto problema en este sentido de que podía pasar eso. Ahora lo que pasa es que tengo que pagar un momento, esperar un rato en medio del stream y que se tranquilice un poco las nalgas de esta mierda. O sea, eso me parece Toaru. Es que hay un GIF que pusieron en el Discord del canal. O sea, eso parece Toaru por el dibujo, pero no estoy seguro. Voy a copiar. Voy a pegar. Ok. A mí me acaban de dar un spoiler. ¿En serio? ¿No? Un GIF me acaba de dar un spoiler. Oh, gracias. Gracias, Lone Zombie.
Or better yet, take a nap. Oh, right. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Exuvia. Huh? Look! What? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go...
Tengo que hacer todo el inicio. Fastidian. ¿Por qué no me dejan reiniciar el dominio este? O sea, ¿por qué no me dejan de reiniciarlo? Espero que no se colgue ahorita cuando lo esté terminando, porque sería la ladilla, el colmo.
You've already fulfilled your...
Ya cállate. O sea, eso ya lo vimos en directo
If you were
anterior, o sea,
Fatui,
no
I imagine that
importa.
you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross. If it weren't for that... Stop.
So you've been
Compañía
planning...
que hizo este juego que no
As
me
one,
recuerdo el
she
nombre,
will
por
get that
favor,
which she...
estaría. De hecho lo dice mi joyo,
The
por
time for
favor.
discussion. Either
Haz que
way,
las escenas se puedan
the
saltar cuando
battle.
ya las vistes.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
Instead of confronting you when she faces a... But as for me...
We won't let what happen.
Oh, besides, you could never defeat me. Not even in your wild... Fighting talk, I love it. Now... This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
Nice and spicy. Let's dance!
Cowering already? passable effort. Try this. A clear shot.
Animal test 6308.
Cowering already? Celestial Voyager! You're wide open! Poor timing. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. You've got a trick or two. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Race you!
Break! This!
Why has everyone stopped singing?
Are you fucking serious?
Gotcha. All you do is run.
It's like you need something to.
Raging tide.
Help! My dinner is attacking me!
This.
Ah, no.
Oh, protect us!
Jodas ahí,
Gotcha. Got you. No use hiding back there. All you do is run.
Ah.
Raging
Es que
tide.
este es un ataque y los tipos como que ni se escuchan, o sea, como si no recibieran golpes. Yo creo que es para poner dificultad, pero exageran un poco.
Crush you.
Sí, el ataque quita demasiada vida. Demasiada, ahí exageraron con la vida que quita. Que quita, pues. También creo que tiene que ver un poco con los artefactos que tiene el personaje. Quiero sacrificar a Frey.
Gotcha.
Es uno de los personajes que necesito
One
sí o
shall descend once again.
sí. A ver, de ser un...
Squirrel, mark two. Stand clear.
Crush it!
Help! Regenerate attack! Let the show begin!
No use hiding back there!
A ti no te deja hacer el ataque, pero él te puede hacer 50 ataques, a eso me refiero. Entonces tú le tratas como que atacar y el tipo te está atacando a la vez, ¿sabes? Sabes que el ataque es súper
Something else
rápido.
catch your eye?
Por ejemplo, ¿sabes? Yo le atacé una vez y no le cancelé el ataque. Eso es lo que fastidia. Ah, yes.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
¿Cuándo tuvo ese poder? Es como muy... Bueno, aquí sería mercenario esto porque es el jugador. Creo que más bien tiene que ver con...
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close
Con
to
que
the
ahora uno va a poder usar dos
Oh,
clases de
quiet
poder.
down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Esta parte es impresionante para el final de la vida. Impone, esta cosa impone con la apariencia.
This is going to cost you!
Estaría bien que uno se pudiera saltar estas cosas, incluso las conversaciones. Si uno ya estuvo ahí y falló, pues como yo ahorita, que la fallé, pero quiero saltarme todas estas cosas porque ya las vi. Además que ya están grabadas, que... Además que estoy grabando esto no porque se bloqueó, pero ahorita pero decepcionado con lo que pasó. A ver, por favor. Necesito... Vamos a usar este.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
Take it?
Para que sea efectivo.
Stand clear.
Ahora él puede usar los dos ataques. Este estoy moviendo un poco tarde. Y el tipo tiene para atacar.
Die.
Porque este tipo... fácilmente el jugador de la paz. Es un jefe en toda regla, ¿sabes?
Mein Fräulein.
Mein Fräulein, what? Vamos a... La sacrificable. Ay, ¿será que esa era una persona? Bueno, no tanto porque Amber estaba más OP. Como la tenía, yo la tenía más poderosa. Amber la tenía poderosa y se tenía un daño menor que Amber. Que Amber se me hacía más útil en cosas tipo otra.
Die here.
Mucha vida. Pero yo también le acabo de quitar bastante vida. Vamos a recuperar un poco. No fastidies, tío. O sea, vamos a usar a la bárbara. Oda, yo qué tecla.
That's not right.
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked, and now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
O sea, rivales.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull and boring weaklings who think otherwise. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago.
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hello there. The last stream was good in the middle. I don't know why I think my internet
Hey, those are sigils of permission.
or my PS4, I really don't know.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archons, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing. Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
Oh my god. I like to say main god is too German. I don't know, I mean, it's some very good, very cool.
Paimon's exhausted.
I
If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House, we really wouldn't have known which way to go. Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It has...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Lila? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
No creo que haya dicho mal presentimiento. Creo que dijo que se hizo los pantalones. No lo sé. No lo sé realmente.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? Wait, all of you were supposed to be the guardians of Lilith! Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qi-Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now. Yep.
Only OP things.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? What wishes to witness?
Breaking a sweat! It isn't time for a break yet!
más débil de lo normal.
Race you!
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Ah. Ok, debo tener cuidado con esa cosa. Ah. Oh, eso ya.
Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How dare Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Let's end this quickly!
Esto que puede enviar acá.
The ancient gods attacking again! There are so many Fatuis too! We can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian Karst.
Oh,
Pink shockwave.
no manches, no
This
manches.
granny's really strong.
A ver cuánto.
Oz, reveal thyself! With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is Pagani's life in a fight.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Nice split!
This is it.
Race you! Over here! Shadow Wave! Black Knight fall!
This should be fun.
Come on, we can do it!
It isn't time for right anywhere on my duty.
Stand clear!
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak. In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Stand clear!
Ok, me gusta.
Stand clear!
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
Whirl! March!
This isn't clear.
Creo que lo vamos a usar su propio equipo.
Stand clear!
Say this quickly.
we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Ojalá se pudiera hacer esa clase de movimientos en este juego.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Estuvo bueno, pero es que me hubiera gustado que hubiera estado un poco más largo, que hubieran usado esa ballesta, esa cosa que reconstruimos, que no servía supuestamente o algo si no me recuerdo, para derrotarlo y luego usar eso como otro recurso, al agarrar un poco más. Lo más seguro es que no sabía mucho que hacer. O simplemente lo parecían que era la mejor opción para no seguir con la misión. Es que me hubiera gustado que hubieran hecho algo así, o que Liyue hubiera quedado algo tocada, algo destruida, y se hubiera visto edificios algo destruidos y eso. Que eso no pasó con Monster cuando estuvo el Storm Terror, que hubiera estado super cool que lo hubieran hecho acá, así. El edificio un poco destruido y en reconstrucción hasta cierta parte.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liu Qixing.
Es normal que esta Ningguang esté así porque me gusta un poco, porque se nota que tuve una batalla algo así y están como respirando, porque eso nunca he visto a nadie respirar así, tan fuerte.
Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liu means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liu 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liu and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liu of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liu?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liu in a new light.
Forebearers, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Qué raro.
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
Pido disculpas por aparecer con mi armadura, pero me temo que no puedo mostrarles la cortesía adecuada.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti.
Okay, bueno, primera línea.
I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Es que estaría mejor que lo hubieran animado, o sea, un fastidio, dale clic, 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 clic.
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there.
Sí, ya. Es que estas cosas, disculpen si me de fastidio, pero que siempre lo he visto bastante y me fastidia, siempre me fastidia un
When
poco.
danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty.
Es como para celebrar a estos personajes que todo va a estar bien. Pero usted con una discusión ahí medio candente ahí y ver terminado de forma medio chistosa, no chistosa, medio cortante en los dos lados. Porque creo que eso llevaría a distintos programas en el futuro, distintas misiones, etc. Pero hay que ver cómo lo hacen.
Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus.
Yo creo que esto lo pusieron por el meme. Ahora creo que lo pusieron por el meme de poner esta escena.
Oh.
Yo haría lo mismo simplemente porque... Ay, eso.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless Rite of Parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Dicen que tengo dos oportunidades. Algo que no entiendo es como de la nada estabas ahí hablando con todo el mundo y de la nada Paimon empezó a hablar como si estuvieran solos. Eso pasa más de una serie, de hecho muchas. Pero que tú te quedas como, espérate, ¿qué es esto? Mirador.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could... Oh, we had better go...
Problemas y problemas. Ya quiero terminar esta misión. Hello there. This is second viewer. Second subscriber. Vamos a darle mi video a Sorlane. Es que no sé qué canción usar, no sé qué canción ponerle, no sé qué le pega, la única canción que sé en la mente, pero hacer el intro básicamente creo que me hace
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the City of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end.
Nunca te di la información correcta, así que nunca nos llevamos bastante bien. Básicamente fue algo de cordialidad.
Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
What happened, Looney Zombie? What would happen?
How sanctimonious.
Something happened in Discord or what? You are just trolling. Oh well.
What? So
I
you're the one in
understand.
jail? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Okay, bye. Have a good day. Just play War Thunder and have fun.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Lyra goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come. Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished..." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore.
Que sea Red Tapis, ya tiene sentido sus ojos. Yo creo que mencioné el directo en la parte 5.2, 5.3, creo que hay así, que esos me parecían extraños. Ya veo por qué.
The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, traveler. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
Me suena inteligente a mí.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
Just fuck off.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Es un poco
Now then,
impotente esa señora.
Is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Ok, esta misión está bien larga. Más larga que las otras. Literalmente dura 3 horas. Porque el tener están 2 horas, dura 3 horas. Y también con la habladera a veces, estaría bien que fuera animado todas estas partes de diálogo, que espero que en futuro lo hagan. Dudo que ahora lo hagan justo ahora, ya que el juego es gratis, pues, o sea, cuando tengan suficiente dinero, que espero que lo hagan así, mejoren estas cosas y cada cosa lo animen. Claro, se van a tardar un poquito más en poner cada misión, pero va a ser mucho mejor. Y las misiones que no sean principales, que sean estos diálogos de ahorita, pero las principales que todas fueran animadas, que se tardan un poco más que 6 meses en animar cada cosa y ya. Dudo que 6 meses sea suficiente, la verdad. Oh, lol.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those—
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
Okay. Creo que los Fatui consiguieron lo que querían.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere.
I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That still...
forget...
¿Cómo van a lidiar con esto? Básicamente es lo mismo que pasó con el COVID. Literal.
Hear ye all! The Chi-Sing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be sad, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chi-Sing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they... Could the Chi-Sing already have known that Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while.
Yo decía.
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan.
Hello,
Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way.
Yikes, dijo. Okay.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Chi-Sing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Mi única crítica de así que no me gustaba para nada. Ahora con
But it's well.
now that I think about it, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best short-term business opportunity.
As for...
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex, and here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue Kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon, so I had to rehearse a little.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people.
Esta misión fue como un 40% acción y un 60% habla de paz. Bueno, diálogo.
I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
O sea, es que la referencia histórica es bastante fuerte. No en el sentido mal, en el sentido de que es bastante interesante que es el cómo será eso, cómo será la situación.
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, this is what visions are.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose...
A ver... ¿Hay nueva misión? No, qué pena. Pero... Tenemos esta, la caballera Mustang. Y esta que está aquí. Misterios imposibles. Bueno, aquí voy a tener este directo. Si pasa algo interesante en esa misión, yo lo voy a poner. Y tengo... ¡Wow! Tengo 156 de ping. Y va bien, no se está lagueando, que bien. Y adiós.